Hey there, wrestling fam, and welcome back here to the Wrestling Heat, where I deliver some of that sweet and delicious wrestling news straight to you. And sorry I wasn't here Wednesday. Your boy has been dealing with some stomach issues ever since I decided to eat some Burger King. And boy, oh boy, was that a wrong decision on my point. Or on my part, I should say, but we're not here about that. We're here about that sweet and delicious wrestling news. And that sweet and delicious wrestling news I got for you has to deal with the Young Bucks trolling Jeff Hardy to AEW and a little bit more. And if you want to find out what that little bit more is, stay tuned right after this too sweet wrestling intro. Diving straight into some wrestling news about Braun Strowman, aka the Titan, that's what he's called now, and EC3 tease Killer Kross joining their stable. And the reason why I say that is for the article in front of you right now. Killer Kross, former WWE star Karrion Kross, retweeted the tweet below from EC3 that apparently confirms that he has joined the Control Your Narrative stable. Fans hoping to see Kross join the stable will likely have to wait until the non-compete clause expire this February coming up. And yeah, you could read the rest right there. Pretty much he liked the tweet over on your left here. And we could be possibly see three big sweaty men in a big sweaty Control Your Narrative faction, whatever you want to call them. Braun and EC3 or the Titan came out during an ROH pay-per-view, pretty much the last show that they were going to show with Ring of Honor Wrestling. But yeah, they came out, and now Kross could be joining them. And if he does join them, what do you think could be next? Could it be going to AEW, causing some, mischief over there, or New Japan? Who knows? That is pretty interesting. Let me know what you feel about the Titan, EC3, and Killer Kross maybe becoming a, big stable in the wrestling business. Who knows? Only time will tell. And alright, next piece of wrestling news that I have for you has to deal with the referee that was attacked a couple days ago at a indie show. Can't even really call it an indie show, but there was a referee that was attacked by this piece of crap named Hannibal. He was stabbed multiple times in the head. The referee, he is now going back to the hospital, even though he's only been out of the hospital now maybe for a day or two, and he has staples in his head to, staple the wounds back together, and it looks like he is heading back to the hospital to deal with some kind of blood poisoning or something to that extent. I'm hoping the guy, gets, better, but this whole thing was a complete and utter mess and should have never happened in the first place with this guy Hannibal. I've heard nothing but bad things from the guy. But yeah, there you go. Some more stuff about the referee that was attacked not too long ago. If you wanted to know, well, he's on his way back to the hospital, dealing with some more stuff that never should have happened in the first place. And alright, we are moving to AEW side of things. We got the Young Bucks trolling fans hard with Jeff Hardy. We all know that they had a pretty damn good match a few years back between the Hardys and the Young Bucks. I believe the Hardys wore the Impact champions, and I believe the Young Bucks wore the ROH Tag Team Championship belts. They had a pretty damn good match, and the Hardys ended up in WWE, and then, you know, AEW happened with the Young Bucks, and now it looks like they are trolling hardcore for Jeff Hardy to come over to AEW. But I do know as of right now, Jeff Hardy has announced a music tour after his WWE release, and I believe that Jeff and Matt Hardy have said that WWE jumped the gun on releasing Jeff Hardy for supposed, you know, drug or alcohol related reason. But with that being said, it looked like in the video with Matt and Jeff that Matt posted over on his Twitter, his Instagram, and I believe over on his Facebook too, of him and Jeff laughing, having a good time, answering some questions, and it honestly looks like Jeff Hardy is practically fine, but who knows? We will find out as, you know, time goes on if he will, you know, join AEW. Will he, you know, come back to the WWE after WWE might have jumped the gun on the whole drug, you know, speculation that's going on. But yeah, there you go. The young Bucks are really trying to get Jeff Hardy to, you know, come over to AEW. But if there is any, you know, drug or alcohol, you know, stuff involved, I would want, you know, Jeff Hardy to get better. But for what I've seen, he looks like he is doing fine. He's going to be doing his music. And if you're a fan of his music, he is going on tour. I don't know the exact dates. But there you go. There's some Jeff and some Matt and some Young Buck, you know, might, you know, square up in AEW, you know, future. Who really knows? But if you're down with a Young Bucks match versus the Hardys, one more time in AEW this time, you know, let me know in the comments down below. If not, let me know where you think Jeff should go. Should he go to AEW? Should he not go to AEW? Should he go back to WWE? Let me know what y'all thoughts are the whole, you know, Jeff Hardy, you know, supposed drug allegations. But let me know down in the comments down below. I would really like to get to know y'all's answer and just to get to hear from y'all. And alright, this next piece of wrestling news that I got for you was in an interview with Sonya Deville, and she was asked if she would want to have a match with Becky Lynch, and Sonya Deville said she wants a WrestleMania single match against Becky Lynch sometime in the near future. And I gotta say, you know, maybe another year or two down the line, you know, we get an interesting story between Sonya Deville and Becky Lynch. I might be down for that a little bit, but there's just a little food for thought. We might, you know, somewhere down the line, we might get a Sonya Deville versus Becky Lynch match at some kind of pay-per-view. At least that's what Sonya Deville wants, and there's a little 411 on Sonya Deville and who she would want to face in a WrestleMania match. And it would be a single match, and I don't know, I might be down for that, you know, maybe a year or two down the line. Who knows? Would you be down for it? Let me know in the comments down below. And alright, my final piece of wrestling news for y'all tonight has to deal with Kevin Owens and him re-signing with the WWE, a multi-year deal. I believe it's 5 to 7 years. I'm not 100% sure if it's just the 5 or the 7 years, but he also said the decision was pretty easy because it really was the best for my family. WWE has been my home for 7 years now, so I have sense of belonging here. And I gotta say, Kevin Owens, thank you for staying with the WWE. I seriously thought you were going to AEW to be with Adam Cole and the rest of your buddies over there, but I'm glad you stayed with WWE, and I can't wait to see what WWE has for you, if they have better, you know, stories for you down the line. But yeah, there you go. More on Kevin Owens and his surprisingly you know, to stay in the WWE. And if you were surprised, just as surprised as I was when I heard this news, let me know in the comments down below. And alright, if you have reached this part of the video, I just want to say I am greatly thankful for your watch time. Thank you very much for giving this little channel a chance on some wrestling news. And if you found any of this entertaining or newsworthy, slap a thumbs up, slap a thumbs down, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good and juicy stuff. And just one more time, thank you very, 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 very much for your watch time. It is greatly appreciated, and I love y'all all so very much. I hope you have the good rest of your weekend, and hopefully your boy's stomach is feeling a hell of a lot more better tomorrow, because I got works to do. But thank you one more time, and bear with me. I'll get back to the grind with this wrestling news. Back on the grind, folks. So with that being said, thank you one more time. Don't drink and drive, don't text and drive, and forever and always the most important part of the video. And oh yeah, Mr. Suds, RIP, and the most important part of the video, you must always and forever just keep it just a little bit too sweet. And I will catch y'all in a couple of days. Peace.
Fourth pack is back, cause I'm mass destruction. Guess who's here? The bad boys of wrestling.